Hello and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. I am Zarkoon, and today I've got a look at the new Tier 3 Russian cruiser for you, the Svietlana. I think that's how you pronounce it, Svietlana. And I might not normally take a look at a Tier 3 ship like this, but this game results in a KRAKEN Unleashed for me, and it's lucky I was able to do that because I basically carry my entire team to victory here, so that's kind of why I'm taking a look at it. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the ship. I've got the Russian commander Stefan, I don't know how you pronounce his first name, Makarov as my commander. He's the more defensive-minded commander. He's got the ingenious skill and buffs to, rudder shift time, incoming damage, that kind of thing. I'm considering changing him to the other Russian commander, the more offensive-minded one. I think that is Kutuzov or Kutuzov. Begins with a K. Not sure how to pronounce these Russian names, but I watched T-Bulls look at the Tier 7 Russian cruiser, the Kutuzov, that you get for completing the campaign, and that cruiser is definitely a long-range HE spamming type ship, and I suspect that the entire Russian cruiser line is going to be somewhat like that. This ship, you can see it's got an outrageous number of guns on it. It's got 15 130mm guns, and they're on either side of the ship. They're not in turrets down the center line, and it looks like you can effectively get, if you're in a broadside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think 8 or 9 guns on target if you're, showing broadside. So an outrageous number of guns, reminiscent of the premium Okhotnik destroyer with its outrageous amount of guns. I think it's a pretty meme type ship, They call it the murder sausage. This is a little bit like that. And these guns, 130mm, I think they're the smallest at Tier 3 here. 8.5 second reload time, which is kind of long from what I can remember. I didn't do a whole lot of comparison on this. 21.4 second turret traverse. The HE shells, they do 1900 max damage, 9% chance for a fire, and the AP shells do 2500 max damage. In my experience so far, I've played enough games in this ship to fully upgrade it. Doesn't take too long down here at Tier 3. Seems like the HE is more effective overall than the AP on this cruiser in particular. I suspect it's going to be the same story going down the line. So I think that's what you're going to be relying on in these Russian cruisers is the HE. It is pretty good. It does a lot of damage. The AP is fine. The shells have nice flat arcs, so you're in close range, you can get those citadels. But I actually think we are going to hit a citadel with HE in this game, although it is going to be against a Danae, so I'm not sure exactly what that really says about how great the HE shells are. With all these guns, though, this is like a really prickly porcupine type ship, and could potentially be alright for some dirty, filthy seal clubbing, if that's what you're into. Although, if you're into some dirty, filthy seal clubbing, you probably need to take out a destroyer. My recommendation, the G101. That is my favorite seal clubber. Use it every week to get the promotion order for the premium missions, and it is just a fun little torpedo boat. This one, I don't know, it's fine. I enjoyed some of my games in it, although Tier 3 is not my very favorite place to be. You can see the state of the game here. We are down one ship and almost 100 points to the enemy. This Bogatyr out here, I believe that's the Tier 2 Russian cruiser, is picking a fight with me. He's the only one aiming at me. And I think my shots are aimed a little too far behind him, but he's slowing down now, trying to get a good read on his position here. He's coming to a halt. Looks like he is going to start reversing, perhaps back into that smoke screen, and now we are down 2 ships to the enemy's 0. So hopefully I can take this Bogatyr out here. Let's see. He's backing into the smoke screen. He's about to drop spot. We've got some shots incoming. As he drops spot, they hit him. 2 of them, 2 penetrations. He's barely got any health left. So one more tap. Yep, there we go. That ought to do it. Alright, he's dead. 1 ship down on the enemy team, 2 ships down on the friendly team. Still not looking too hot, so we're gonna move back in here. Notice my team is sort of clustered in one area of the map, and so is the enemy teams. I don't know, you know, what do you expect, I suppose, at Tier 3? A lot of these people could have only been playing this game for a single day. You never know down here what you're gonna get at this tier, so yeah. Anyway, talk a little bit more about this ship. It's got 24,600 hit points. Actually, this game must not be when it's fully upgraded. Fully upgraded, it has 24,600 hit points. You can see we started there with 22. It seems to be pretty good at, you know, taking a bit of damage, but that could be because of Makarov as my commander. I think his base trait is to decrease the damage you take on your ship. I don't know how effective that is, really, especially once you get into higher tiers. I don't know how good of a base trait that is, but it seems to help down here. And oh, look at that Citadel on that Danae. That just shows you how lightly armored that thing is. If an HE shell can punch right through it and Citadel it. Another Svietlana over here. I think he's aiming at us. Maybe he is going to be our next victim here. Look at all these guns we can get at. Oh, no. Friendly team takes him out just before we can. 2 to 3 now, so got another Bogatyr out there who wants to play it stationary, so you know, gonna take some shots at him. But we do have a Kaiser coming around the corner, and frankly I don't want to get shot by the Kaiser. You see, we're using the torpedo indicator there to check that guy's position. I guess I'll talk a little bit about these torpedoes. It does have them. It has 4 torpedo launchers, 3 tubes in each launcher, for a total of 12 torpedoes. There are 2 launchers on either side of the ship, so firing torpedoes off the port or starboard side of the ship, you can get 6 torps in the water. They only have a range of 5 kilometers, fully upgraded though, and that's not very far, obviously. So they're only useful in knife fights against, you know, other cruisers, or if you're able to get a good ambush on a battleship who isn't paying much attention, then, you know, they can be pretty nice. They reload in 39 seconds, which is blisteringly fast. So that is helpful if you're in a knife fight with a cruiser. You launch the torpedoes at them, you can take them out pretty quickly. But they're not going to be something, I think, that you're going to be using in every game, especially in these cruisers. They're not stealthy, these cruisers, from what I can tell. I've got Mikawa influencing my commander build here, and that's just because I value concealment on cruisers over pretty much everything else. But these, I've, you know, just glanced at these ships down the line. They appear to be quite unstealthy. So I'm not sure how much good Mikawa is going to do as an inspiration. I'm thinking good inspirations for these cruiser commanders are going to be Norm Scott to buff the accuracy, and possibly, you know, Roux for the French to buff the HE shell damage. And are we going to take out this other Svietlana here? We took out another ship. We got 2 kills now. And if we can take out this guy, we're going to overtake the enemies in terms of kills. He lights a fire on us. Not great. We don't have a lot of HP left, but our damage control is about to be back up. And I do believe we lit a fire on him. And yes, that fire is going to be enough to take him out. 3 kills now. now. We've taken out 4 enemy ships. The enemy has taken out 4 of our ships. And unfortunately, on our side here, the enemy took out a destroyer and a battleship. So all that we have left are cruisers, and the enemy team is composed of, looks like 4 cruisers and a single battleship. So that Kaiser might be a problem. Score is almost up to parity here, but the enemy team is going to be, accumulating more points than we are as time goes on, so we're going to need to kill some more ships if we want to win. Unfortunately, they are all unspotted. My entire team has pretty much spent the entirety of the game clustered around up here behind our base, and so has the enemy team, so I don't know, what do you expect really from low tier play, at this level? I mean, these guys, again, this could be their first few games in World of Warships Legends, so good for them. Anyway, shooting at the Kaiser out here, we do get a fire on our first salvo, which he immediately puts out. So we are gonna continue to try to shell him with the HE, but we are spotted, and, well, we drop spot now, and we are taking some incoming damage. Got another fire on the Kaiser there, so that one's going to be burning for a while. Pretty much the entire enemy team appears to be aiming at us, so we are going to need to turn around. This Bogatyr out here, what is it with these tier 2 Russian cruisers? Why are they sitting stationary in no cover? I mean, like I said, I think these cruisers are going to be kind of long-range snipers. I guess they have pretty flat shell trajectories, maybe not this one so much, but moving on down the line, they seem to have, I think, flatter shell trajectories, so they're going to be pretty good at long-range sniping, and that's kind of why I want to switch commanders, especially after watching that T-Bull video. But that doesn't mean sit stationary in open water like this and start reversing. This is not the best play on this guy's part here, and he's gonna pay for it by dying. So there's 4 kills, and we have finally overtaken the enemy team on points, so things are looking up. But I do believe we have a one-shot kill cruiser on our side, so if he so much as gets brushed by a stray shell, he's gonna sink. And we ourselves here are not doing too great on the HP department. But another Bogatyr out there sailing, in a relatively straight line. Pretty easy to aim the shells at him. Unfortunately, only 1 hits. A lot of guns on here, but they don't seem to be the most accurate, so probably another reason to consider switching inspirations from who I have, which is Makawa, to Norm Scott. I think the accuracy buff is going to be more useful on this ship than the concealment, because these things have pretty poor detectability anyway from what I can tell. But if this Svietlana here is a preview of what's to come down this Russian-Soviet line, then I think it'll be pretty safe to say that these things are going to pack a lot of firepower. They're going to have pretty good HE shells, and they're going to have pretty flat shell trajectories. They're probably going to be pretty good at sniping and laying down long-range fire, and that is probably the way that you're going to want to play them. So, if you take anything away from this video besides the nice KRAKEN Unleashed there, I think what you want to do is not do what I did and invest in Makarov as your commander. I mean, he's fine, and like I said, I like the ingenious skill, but I think what you're going to want to do is get the Kutuzov guy and work on the offensive capability of these cruisers. I think that's going to be more of a recipe of success. So, there we go. There's a quick little look here. We'll see if we can finish this Danae off before the time runs out. we're switching to AP now to give that a little bit of a test. The Danae is very close range and very lightly armored, so yeah, no problem there, punching right into his citadel. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to have enough time to take him out and get a 6th kill, but as long as we don't die, and as long as nobody else dies on our team, this is a win. 8 seconds left, and the game is about to finish. Are we going to get the kill for our 6th kill? Nope, the game is over. So there you go, nice short sweet look at the Tier 3 Russian cruiser for you. I also unlocked the Tier 5 Russian destroyer, so I'm going to be doing a video on that when I can get some nice footage. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.